Hello and welcome. My name is Hydro Kimono, and for today's topic, I thought we would talk about, or I would talk about rather, but feel free to join the discussion, the subject of long distance relationships. So I wanted to start this off with a quote from one of my friends. Obviously, I'm on many social networking websites, and I kind of put the question out there of, what people think about that, people's opinions, and any insights that anybody might have. And it's my friend Tiffany, known to a lot of people as Tiff1 XD, who's an upcoming musician, artist, and model. Hopefully she'll be big one day. A really, really cool person. Actually got back to me with a quote that I thought was pretty amazing and really summed a lot of stuff up. So anyway, when asked, this is what she said. They will only work if both parties can handle the separation and let their love for each other be the cord of which they stay connected. If just one of them loosens their grip, they will fall. I think that's really an awesome quote, and I think that really does sum a lot of it up. I think that we live in a time, day and age where staying connected to people is easier than ever. 20 years ago would have been much, much harder, but now we've got Skype, we've got Facebook, we've got FaceTime, we've got emails, we've got text messages, so many other apps. I think it's easier than ever to really stay connected to somebody. I think that we put way too much importance on proximity to other people. What happens if you meet somebody via some app, like YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. You get to talk and you become friends, call each other, Skype each other, whatever, and you build a relationship that way. What if that person's perfect for you, but they live in another state or they live in another country? Do you just throw all of that away and just find somebody that lives out here or wherever you live? That's close to you. What's the most important thing in that situation? I think that you have to look at the actual individual, not where you live, as compared to where they live. I'll use an example of two of my friends, who, I won't name, just for their own privacy, but, they went out for a really long time and actually made a long distance relationship work, something that I thought prior to that would never ever work. She lived in Orange County and he lived in Nevada, and they alternated weekends. One weekend, she would go drive out to see him. One weekend, he would go drive out to see her. And they made it work for a really long time. I'm not saying that it's perfect, and I'm sure it took a toll, at some point. But, the fact of the matter is that they cared enough for each other, and they believed enough in the relationship to actually go that extra mile, literally to drive that distance out there. And that's not really a far distance as compared to somebody who maybe lives on, two people that live on different sides of the country, or people live in different countries. That's a lot harder. But the only way that any of it's going to work is if the two people have the exact same goal, which is to eventually be at the same place at the same time, to live with each other, wherever that may be. Maybe one person moves to the other, or maybe the two people find someplace completely new to make their home, and build their life together. It's the only way it's going to work. If that is never a possibility, that's never going to happen, and that's not something that either of them want to do, then it's pointless. Then all you're doing is just talking to each other, and it's, just a flirtation or something like that. It's never going to turn into anything really serious. But I think that a lot of people are really, quick to, say that they're not going to work. They totally can. It just really depends on both people's commitment levels to it. And I think that it does require a commitment level that most people just don't have. We're all impatient. We all want something right now. If I fall in love with somebody who lives in a different country, I may just say I want them right here, right now, or I want to go to them right now, and not take the extra time to, kind of figure it out. That's just an example. I think actually I would. I would definitely, plan it out, take the time. And, I'm not super partial to where I live. I live in Southern California, which is a really nice place. But at the same time, I wouldn't be opposed to moving someplace else because I think the end goal would be totally worth it. Um, if I met somebody who lived someplace else, and we really got along, and I thought that this was the potential to be the best relationship I could ever have, and this was my soulmate and things like that, it wouldn't be a problem for me to pick up and move, and I would hope that it wouldn't be a problem for her to pick up and move and, come here. Obviously, there's a lot of variables involved in that, but the fact of the matter is that everybody's different. And I think that people do possess what it takes to actually make something like that work more than they think they do. Somebody who just can't be faithful, then that's obviously not going to work. But if you're both working towards that one goal, and decide that a year from now we're going to be living in the same place, then I think it's totally possible. In the meantime, you just keep in contact through Skype, through whatever you can, and make it work that way. So anyway, I'm curious to hear what other people think about this. I mean, this is a topic that everybody's got a strong opinion on, I think. Whether or not the opinion is it absolutely will not work, or it is entirely possible. I stand on the side of I think it is totally possible. I think that it can work, and I think that it really depends on the two people's commitment levels, obviously. But it's not going to work if one person's more serious than the other. That's the flaw. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you to Tiffany for that quote. I still think that's an amazing quote, and something that I will think about absolutely. So yeah, that's it. Have a good night.